have quite a number of things to do. I won't like to waste our time, so I'll be sharing my screen right now. Sure. Sorry, can you see my screen, please?
Yes, we can. Good evening.
Okay, great. Okay, great. So today we'll be talking on personal branding and LinkedIn optimization. As introduced, my name is Oladimeji Oyeniro. I'm a brand strategist and a designer at Quality Studio. So I'd like to welcome each and everyone. It's nice to have us here this evening. And wherever you might be listening from us from, for those listening from us from UK, from Canada, we welcome you all. Oh my God. Okay, so I'm Oladimeji, for reference purpose, right? I'm a graduate of Ateneo University, Department of Building, and founder at this camp, design institute community. Then I'm also the founder of Quality Studio Design and Branding Agency. Okay, so a brand consultant, right? With a passion, and I'm passionate about empowering young entrepreneurs in Africa. Recently, we started with Brand X, which is focused on a community of business owners and brand entities that want to learn more about branding. Okay, so I'll be jumping right in right now. And for this section, we'll be taking into two different bites, right? We have first the personal branding. Okay, so what we'll be learning in this master class, as stated by GNK Studio. First thing we'll be learning about personal branding, and also we'll be learning about LinkedIn optimization. Trust me, these two topics are very wide topics, especially on branding itself, right? So, but for considering the time duration we have, we are going to make good use of it. Don't worry, I got you. I actually got you, as Nickers will often say, right? Um, let's start with personal branding. So the major question is, what exactly do we say when we mean branding? And for the purpose of this section, I'll be assuming that those that are in this section are people that don't know anything about branding, as an assumption. And I'll also be assuming that those that will be watching this section later, so if you are watching the recording of this section, know that you don't know anything about branding, that we have you at art. So what is personal branding? So we'll be looking at some number of definition of what branding is all about, because we say branding comprises of two sections. We have personal branding and corporate branding. Though we have some other type of branding, we have product branding, we have organization brand, country brand, just like we have for Dubai. Dubai is known for what? For leisure and tourism, right? So we have different kind of branding now, but for this section, we're focusing on personal branding. So for some reasons, I will mixing both branding and personal branding together. That means in the larger scope and in the narrow down scope. So according to Jeff Bezos, right, your brand is what people say about you when you are not in the room. Your brand is what I think about you. Your brand is what I perceive about you. And yes, your brand doesn't necessarily mean that's actually who you are. So that's the problem with media, right? Media can actually brand someone to be what is not. Do you get? Though the person is branded to be what is not, and people believe that that is who the person is, that is then the brand of that person. It's different from brand. Your brand is different from what your personality really means. We'll get deep down into that. So you might be something actually, but to the public, you are believed to be something else. If you've ever been in a situation whereby you see someone and for the first time you see that the person is frowning and you feel like this person will be wicked, but just for you to move closer to the person and realize that, oh, this person is even so accommodating and playful like this, you get that means you initially have a wrong brand of the person, or you have a wrong perception of the person, which is the brand you have of the person before you now end up makes it different. So let's move forward. Now, your brand is who you are. Is the impression and what people think about you once your name is mentioned. So the thing is, once your name is mentioned, right, what comes to people's mind? So when if someone like Bill Gates is mentioned, you think about Microsoft. When Elon Musk is mentioned before, the only thing you think about Elon Musk is that guy that owns SpaceX, that guy that owns that owns Tesla. But now it's beyond Tesla. Elon Musk is more than just that. Elon Musk is now that guy that talk and do, right? That guy that is now the founder, is now the owner of Twitter, right? So that is a new brand for Elon Musk. So we'll get to a point where we'll talk about the evolution and the organic nature of a brand. Okay, so now one important thing is that also a brand is people's gut feeling about you. So what they think about you is who you are. Okay, so recently I actually refer some of my guys to some people to say, oh, you know what, go to this particular guy, it will do you well. You'll get whatever you need. And fortunately, or should I say unfortunately, they went to the guy and the guy didn't treat them well. Okay, now the perception, those people that I refer to, that I said to that person, is that that guy is not competent, and that means the person brand has evolved in my mind too. And I now see the person as someone who is not competent, right? Brand is people or group of people perception or belief about you and your personality or your business as a result of their experience with your brand. What do I mean? You know, if you go to, if you meet, as I said, you meet someone for the first time, right? And maybe probably that person is in an hurry to go and meet an appointment. And you greeted the person and the person say, hey, hi, what's up? In your mind, you're like, oh, this guy is a snob, right? Or this lady is a snob. Or maybe what else? Someone is having a bad day, then you now walk up to them and say, hey, what's up? And the person look at you and say, hey, what's up? Or just give you a vibe that you are not expecting, right? Your next impression of the person will be like, okay, this is who this person is. Okay. And unfortunately, according to psychology, it is said and proven that first impression actually lasts longer. In fact, it is said that when you make a wrong first impression, you need 10 consecutive right impression to change that first impression. Okay. I hope I'm making sense. Okay. So now that is the impression that person made on you. Let's now assume that the person just pass an exam and you say hi, and the next person is did at that point is start having some funny conversation with you. I say, hey, it's like I know you somewhere. As a result of the disposition and the countenance of that person at that particular time, right? Then the next thing in your mind will be like, oh, this girl is a sweet girl. Like, I actually like the way she relates to people and everything like that. Whereas you didn't know that something has influenced it. So brand is basically people's perception about, which means that you can be a single person and have many brands. Okay. For me, everything is a great network because I solve the internet, I do research on the internet, branding research, design research, and I use MTN, and they don't fuck up everywhere you go, really. You understand? But for some people, because of the way MTN deducts money and everything, they had a bad experience with MTN, which means that for some people, MTN has a bad brand with them, right? For a guy that is employed by MTN and is being paid big money, MTN is a great brand, right? So that means a company can exist and have multiple brand in the mind of different people. Now or an individual can also exist, and some people see him as a son, some see him as a brother, some see him as an uncle, some see as a good uncle, some see as a that uncle that is not nice, and some see him as a church member and likes like that. So that means it's possible for you to be an individual and have many brand. So now quick one, what are the advantage of having a brand? And that's what we have been touching on this aspect. But before we go there, I would like to touch on the fact that one important thing about brand, we founded Brand X to come together, a coming together of design brand enthusiasts to talk about the latest trend in branding, right? And the tagline we give Brand X is be intentional, right? Um, which means that branding is not something that happened by mistake. Branding is something that is achieved consciously. What do I mean? Whether you like it or not, people have a perception about you. So if you don't, if you don't or you don't tell people what you, or if you don't tell people what you do, the people by nature we assume something for you. We assume a link for you. We assume a career for you by the virtue of what you share, by the virtue of how you share it, and by the virtue of some other things, right? So it is important, since people will always have a brand and have a perception about you, why don't you then build your brand intentionally? Now, let's talk about some of the advantages of having a personal brand. Some of the advantages of setting yourself aside, some of the advantages of creating a brand. Well, okay, okay. Let's go move forward. Actually, I will come back to that before we go into personal advantages. People buy into people. Some months ago, right, I did a research. I wanted to know more about personal branding, which actually influenced my decision to have and create a personal brand for myself. We'll get into that. I did a research and asked myself that let's do a tabulation and comparison between personal brand and corporate brand. Which of these are people really willing to buy? Now the question is, what I'm trying to objective is to actually know which is better, personal brand or corporate brand. And I conducted the research by selecting some key individual who I know they are popular, who I know they have a corporate brand, who I know they have a personal brand across different media. And my research model was to pick around 4 or 5 people, including I picked Bill Gates, I picked Elon Musk, I picked Olamide Bado, I picked someone else. I can't remember now, right? And what I did is I now pick the social media I know they are most active on, right? And also on that same social media, I compare their followers and their followers, right? And their connection in terms of LinkedIn. I compare it with their corporate organization. So for Musk now it was Tesla on Twitter. For Bill Gates it was Bill Gates on LinkedIn and Microsoft on LinkedIn. And for Olamide Bado, I think I used Twitter at that time, right? But one thing I discovered during my research was that for each and every one of them, they always have more followers on their personal brand compared to their corporate brand. And I went further and I asked myself why. And this is the why I was able to come up with. Why is because of what we have here. People buy into people. People are inspired by others. It gives them a motivation of, oh, this person is a human being just like me. Is a guy just like me. Maybe I'm not up to his age, but and for that reason, I want to, and by the way, I want to relate with Bill Gates, not with Microsoft, because I know Microsoft's intention is to make more money by default. That's the how will I put it? The configuration of many people's mind, because Microsoft by default people believe is to make more money, and Tesla, no matter how you picture it, they are doing amazing things. There's this blockage that just happened, and like, you know what, this guy is trying to market to me, they are trying to make me buy. But people want to get inspired, people have this affinity for those that are getting things done. So people buy into people, right? And as a result of that, personal brand, my research revealed that personal brand fly way more than corporate brand. Okay, let's move forward now. When you say you want to build a personal brand, what are the things we're talking about? Okay, we are not comparing corporate and personal brand. So there are some number of things that we look at when it comes to a personal brand. This and lots more. There are not necessarily all this, right? For a personal brand, one of the things you want to look at is you want to have true. The truth is that you have a name by birth, right? Oladimeji, you know that's my birth name. Many people have different birth name, but the question is, what name do you want to be known as? And when I say what name do you want to be known as, it doesn't suggest that you have a nickname. It's not a must. It might just suggest that between Oladimeji and Oyeniro, right? Which one do I want to be more prominent? Do I want people to call me Oladimeji? Do I want people to call me Oyeniro? Or do I want people to call me Ola? Or do I want people to call me Dimeji? Okay. For instance, whenever I have conversation with foreign clients, I see most of them saying Ola, Ola, Ola. And I was like, wait, I started engaging with more foreign clients these days, and they changed my name to Ola. But I was like, okay, you know what? Let's just leave it at Ola Division. The only one I want to pick Ola shoe. So name is something, and you can decide to give yourself nickname, right? When I was on campus, my undergraduate, my nickname was Quality, and I maintained it really well. And that influenced the name of our agency, the Quality Studio, right? Then, do you want to have a logo? Personally, I'm not a fan of having a logo for my personal brand, but there are people that have logo for their personal brand. Yes, and it works really well for them. Your LinkedIn, how do you want your LinkedIn to be? You get that to LinkedIn. In this modern age, right? If you are not on social media, you if you are not online, you don't exist. You are just in isolation, right? So pushing out content is key and village. We're in a global village. You can be here, be relating people in Canada, people in Japan, people in US, right? People do it every day, every time in this age that we have. And one way to put yourself out there is to be able to be relevant on the digital space. And one acid test for that is type your name on Google and your full name on Google. What comes out? Did your name come out first? Or what come out? If I type my name on Google right now, I have an idea of what will come out. My website will come out. I'm trying to so type your name on Google and let's see what comes. So that's my name, my LinkedIn page, my personal website, and the award that I received from TechTrend, my Behance website, and my Instagram. So the thing is that who are you on internet? Are people competing with you? And let me tell you, if there is any reason why people are competing with your name on LinkedIn or on the Google specifically, it only means that you have not pushed enough content out there and you have not actually positioned yourself. When you type in what you see is branding and graphic logo design major. That's what you see. Okay, so now your social media handle. Um, yes, for me, actually, at a point in my life, I stopped using Facebook, I stopped using Instagram, I stopped using. I'm going back to Twitter now, right? I use more of LinkedIn. Yes, and I to a good extent, I use LinkedIn well, right? So one thing you want to do is that you want to have the same LinkedIn handle, your social media handle across different platforms. Then, yes, personal website, very key, right? For my website is oladimidio.com, www.oladimidio.com. That's very, very interesting, right? And getting a domain name can be quite cheap. Hosting, building a personal website can be, this is a modern age. Every lecturer should have a website. What do you do? Do you write? Are you a designer? Get a personal website. There's this feel when you send people your personal website and they see that your personal website is oladimidio.com, or let me check the name of one of us here. I'm trying to pick a name. Or you just see Titilaya Ibutui.com, or you just say ademolajobi.com or www.ademolajobi.com. You see, it's have this strength and power that it's that goes with it. I believe I'm making sense to us. So which also comes to your personal website is the fact that you talk about who you are and what you do, and domain name talks about having a domain as I have said. Yes, another thing is that share your knowledge, write books, make publish your book. What do you do, right? What do you do specifically? Then you should try and whatsoever you can write around that. One interesting about writing books is that putting your thoughts together. And interestingly, we have the idea of ghostwriters now. Just tell them what you want to write about, send a voice note. If you need a ghostwriter, you can always reach out to the guest. I can help you get one. They'll help you combine your idea with a good pay, something sensible, combine your idea to a book. So when you publish books like that, in a way, it's also a way of sharing yourself to the global world. Put it on Amazon and likes like that. So far, I've written a book at the moment, and we have some other in funnel. Yeah, blog posts, share content. For me, I share content mainly through LinkedIn, though I'm planning of extending to having a blog post very soon. Yes, picture. Please, on picture part, go to a professional studio. I was saying, when I took my professional pictures, I think I just share some of the pictures I took. Actually, based on the location I have, I spent about 10K to take these shots. And like the one I used today for the presentation, I took it that time. These are some of the pictures I took. I had two sections, but it can be more expensive depending on your location. So this is for brand X, light setting, another picture, another picture, another picture, another picture. So the question is, whenever I need any picture to use for my to represent myself, who you are is actually people do not really care who you are in the real sense like that. Like they care, right? But what I'm saying in essence is that the way what you project on the social media is what people believe you to be. Now, am I saying you should lie? No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm only saying that if you want to present yourself, you can actually present yourself well to the digital space in a more cost-effective way. Okay, so these are some other pictures, right? And I pick one of these for my social media post, and I stick to that particular one.
Okay, so I welcome everyone back. Apologies for the little break. Let's just continue straight up with the next. Please, can we have our speaker continue with the amazing session? Thank you very much.
Okay, so it's nice to have each and everyone back. Okay, sorry for the little break. So I'll share my screen and continue now. So as I was saying, I talked about the fact that when you put your name on Google, what comes out it's very key, right? I don't want to spend much time on that, but I tell you, we are in a age whereby many people claim we are in this tech. Everybody's a techie someone, right? And if you go and hire someone who is not coming through recommendation, what happens most time is you get shabby work. So I've learned my lesson to always try to get a talent basically through recommendation. And sometimes people Google your name. People Google your name to know, are you really who you say you are? And beyond that, for someone like me, I want to know, are you committed with your life to this thing you say you do, or is it a side hustle for you? I actually really don't want to work with someone who does it on a side. And one of the ways to check for that is how passionate are you? We also determine how much content and how much where you have positioned yourself in the digital space, both LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram and whatsoever. Yes. So another elements as we're saying, right? We are talking about the element of a personal brand. Another element that we also look at is your voice. If you hear some people's voice, you already know who is talking, right? If you hear Obama voice, you know this Obama. But it's not just for branding. Is not just for someone who is up there alone. We all get up there at our own time, and whatsoever seed you sow now will determine
what you reap at those times. You know, a trinkle at a time. The journey of 1,000 miles starts with a step, right? And before you know it, just bit by bit, you have actually created a brand. All these things, they are simple and yet they are hard. They are a good number of them are free, cheap. For instance, what does it take to actually decide which name you want to be using? What does it take to you know, a lot of things to open a social media free. You know, some of them are quite little level of financial commitment. Some require professional, like a website design, right? Okay, so yes, just as a logo is to a company, your face, so is your face to you as a personal brand. And your face does not say much about you, but is a gateway to perception. So if I have an engagement with I don't know who do I want to mention now, with someone, right? And the person treated me well. The next time I'm seeing that face, what is playing in my mind is the experience I had with that person. Okay, so the face will not really talk about the personality, you understand, but the face is a logo, as you say, is an empty vessel. It's a function of the experience you have had with such person. Okay, so now what then are the principle of creating a brand? The difference, a quick step backward. The difference between principle and element of a personal brand is the element is what you put together. The principle is how you put them together. So let's talk about making a vegetable soup now. The element is the the salt now, is the maggi, is the palm oil, is the water, is the pot, is the chicken, is the stockfish. Let me mention some dangerous things, right? Is the I don't know. Everything that will make everything come together. Is the vegetable, is the egusi, what have egusi, you understand? So now the principle is now your ability to cook it and make it taste good. There are some people when they cook, the water is here, the oil is here, the pepper is here, three in one, not like God, but gas it be. And there are some people when they cook, even when the food is not ready, it's just the oil and the root that is there. You are already celebrating. I say, shit, this thing will not fast. I want the person that had onions, join Oluwa, my God. So the thing is, it's a portion of the principle of bringing these things together. Now, what are the principles of bringing this element together? Let's check them very fast. They are not much, and I will not be using professional terms. I will try to use some simple terms. Clarity. Clarity means there's need for you to really understand what you do as a person. Okay, what you do as a person, who you are, and what you do. Because when you are clear about who you are and what you do, it is easy to actually um, sell yourself and position yourself, right? And for this section, I wanted to tell Nikes, but I forgot. For this section, I'll be giving 3 people, right? The first 3 people to reach out. If you feel like you have a business and you're not sure about what you have, and you feel like you want to have a very, very clear understanding of what you do, whether you're a freelancer or you have a business idea and you're looking forward to, put shape into it. I'm offering 30 people free clarity section. And what we do during clarity section is we have conversation. I ask myself and any of my team members, we ask you some important questions to give you understanding, of what where you stand and exactly what you are doing. Okay, so you can reach out to Gimba, or if you know me, you can reach out to me personally. And if you come between the first 3 people, then we can talk about that. Now, Clarity means understanding yourself and what you do and who you are. Simplicity means making sure that every way you are representing yourself is in the simplest way possible. Don't make people soft logic to understand you. What are you hiding? Why are you making life hard? Okay. Niching talks about you cannot be everything. You cannot solve everybody's problem. You understand? Even if you are into the school niche as a brand, you are into school. It's nice to see have Debbie here. Debbie is I don't know if I should call her manager. I don't know what I should call her. But she managed the multi-language place, and right there, what the school focus on is foreign language from German. This is not an advertisement. So the multi-language place, German, French, and what's the third one? I know they're into three languages, right? So that is even school. Then we have OE that focus on higher institution. We have people who focus on primary school, people focus on secondary school. You can't solve everybody's problem. Some people are even focused on if you want to do international exam, and stuff like that. So Nietzsche talked about narrowing down. Narrowing down does not mean your life narrowed down. It only means what you show people out there on social media, on the internet, and what you do. You understand? You actually select your area of strength and what you do. Now, simplicity, we have already talked about that. Simple as possible. Minimum also means don't use name that. Minimum means less is more. Don't use a name that is too long, difficult to pronounce. Don't use plenty name. If you ask you to tell us about yourself, don't talk too much. Concise, straight to the point, hit it on the nail, get out. Why? You know why? Why is because I have my life to live. You understand? I have other things to do with my life. And I don't know. I want to know you, I want to meet you, and I want to get out. And if you make it hard for me, I'll forget you easily. Empathy means when you know the people that you are serving will get there, you can easily know how to stand in their shoe and live with them on that level. Repetition means if your name is Oladimeji on LinkedIn, let your name be Oladimeji on Twitter, let your name be Oladimeji on this, let your name be this. So if you use a particular color, make sure you stick to that color. For those of you that are concerned with my WhatsApp status, I use a dark color. So yesterday, by mistake, I used a blue color. It happens once in a while like that, yeah. But I try to maintain a dark shade of many colors that are available. My name across all medium is Oladimeji, not Oladimeji intentionally. I usually position myself as a logo designer and branding expert. Okay, that's what I position myself to be, right? And consistency means that you use the same across different. Consistent and repetition look quite similar, but they are different. It shall mean that you have to keep repeating the same thing across different medium. Yeah. Now, organic nature of a brand in terms of principle of branding is of personal brand is that, especially when it comes to human being, is the fact that you need to understand that people change, you improve, you graduate from your school, you learn new skills. So as a result of that, your personality tends to change. So there are examples of some great personal brand that I know some of us are used to, and I'll try to spot something that is unique about them. TY Bello, number one, the kind of picture TY Bello takes, aside that they are good, they are often family and adults picture. Her hair, that's big. It doesn't mean that she does not often remove that hair and allow some fresh air to. But she's conscious about when she's going out there, she's have to represent her brand and what she stands for. There's this song she sang one time. We are the nation. And I believe she was at that time, that was a very long time ago. She was putting on that. I don't know if it's a wig, if it's her hair. Ladies, you can tell better, but I don't know. I'm assuming it's a wig, And then we have Sabinus. Yes, and I would like to compare Sabinus and Basket Mouth. Basket Mouth is regarded to be the king of comedy. Basket Mouth is Baba and I respect him. But I give branding to Sabinus. Yeah. I give brand. In fact, this is an announcement. If you know any comedian that is trying to move out and need branding, I'm interested in such kind of person. You can just connect that person. I'm not saying automatically that person will get himself branded. I'm just saying I'm interested. There's a tendency I'm going to brand for that person with little or no pay. Then Sabinus, that is blue shirts. You know, stress is also part of the element of branding. That is small tie, it's only small. That is Oga Sabin in the song is there. The fact that the comedy are often short, they are his look. So now I know very people like Sabin because Sabin's won award, but I'm a brand person as a professional. I'm talking professionally now. I give the branding level to Sabin's. And one thing that branding will do for you is that it allow you to easily get seen because people know, even just hearing the ringtone without seeing the screen of someone watching Sabinus, you know that it's Sabinus. So let's move forward. Tony Elemelu, no, Baba, that man branded. One thing Tony Elemelu does that I like so much is the photography branding. There always are some mad angle and mad shots. And if you notice, Tony Elemelu position himself more on the foundation, and I'm not surprised. You know, it's into banking, and there's no way you want to organize. You want to start a banking organization that you won't do strong branding. So you understand the importance of branding, and now he branded himself nice. Yeah, Brain Daughter. Personally, I don't like Brain Daughter comedy because they can be vulgar. Why you get small yansh and some other things that this is personally right. But I think Brain Daughter also have a very good branding. As a comedian, his blue shirt, his look, you know, his style of comedy. One good guy also that I know is also his cautious about branding is what's this guy's name? Are you Noma? You know, what's his name? Someone can remember. Okay. I know we know.
Bobrisky is a very good example.
Well, God get a Bobrisky. Which Bobrisky? Guy, I don't start that word this session. But actually, Bobby actually has a brand too. At least everybody knows that it's possible to look like a trans, which is not okay, and it's popular for that. So then there's someone else I want to mention. I forgot to write their name here. Iyawomi Olorunfemi song. Okay, so we know this guy to please who sang that song? I will love you forever. This guy happened to sing a lot of wedding related songs, and these are intentional action to position himself as a when you think about wedding, you think about him, right? Timmy Dakolo, thank you very much, right? You think about him. Sure you get okay. So the brother said French, German, Portuguese, and Spanish. Okay, so you think about this particular guy. So every Saturday, tomorrow is another Saturday, somebody somewhere is getting married and they are playing Timmy Dakolo. Why? He has questioned himself as that. And you know, there's one interesting about branding. People easily remember the first person on the list, but the second, third, and the fifth person, they are on their own. So critical question to ask yourself when you want to do a personal brand for yourself. Here are some key questions. And one very important of personal branding is that it positions you at a vintage place so that you are easily seen when they need it. No. The thing is that when you brand yourself and you say this is what I do, this is how I do it, and everything like that, people don't see you. Yeah, people see you, but they don't need your service because they try to need your service now. But whenever anybody talk about the fact that they need someone who's a brand expert, they need someone who's a designer, they need someone who's a website designer, they don't need a logo designer, they need someone who can, you know, do what you do. It puts you at the top of the mind. That's the word, top of the mind. Positioning puts you at branding, give you positioning, and positioning puts you at the top of the mind. Top of the mind means that whenever they think about someone who can do something, you are the first thing that pop up. Whether in 5 years' time or in 10 years' time, you understand. So they're like, I have a guy, the guy is good. You know, I have this girl, she's very good with copywriting and content writing. And she talk about it, they're like, no, you think people are not watching? People are watching. Okay. So the first question, who are you? Like who exactly are you? What do you want to be known for? and stand for. Now, what are your values? And when you say values, your values is in two sections. We have there are those that are your core values. Do you want to be regarded to as a Christian or as a pastor? Or you understand? Or do you want to be regarded to as someone who does things with excellence, right? You want to be regarded to as someone who is generous. You understand? So what are your core values, right? Then there are some other core values that are overflow values. They are not your core values, but they are still part of your values. Okay, so you may have like 3 or 1 core value, then you can have like other values which are overflow. You understand? So what do you want to be known for? That is very important because you see, when you want to be known for content, you talk more about content when you are sharing. But when you want to know known about as an engineer, you talk about more engineering stuff. And as a result of this, people respect for that. You attend event related to engineering, you post picture related to engineering, you answer question related to engineering, you give person related to engineering, you attend conference related to engineering, you understand? You bring out innovation related to engineering. Doesn't mean you are not doing other stuff, doesn't mean you are not going to church, doesn't mean you are not a pastor in church, you are not an alpha. No, but the thing is that what you want to be known for outside there is what is the now who do you serve? What are the people you serve? You are, as I've said, you don't serve everybody. You also need to define who you serve, or you call them in business term, we call them target or the corporate branding. Where do they go? That means where do these people go? If your target audience are undergraduate students, then university is where they go. I'm going to read them. Now, if your target audience are business owners, their business with their offices is where they go, or maybe LinkedIn, right? So let's now talk about some of the importance of personal branding as we have here. Number one, it allows you to attract good and right talent. What does it mean? If you actually position yourself well, let's look at personal branding like what Tony Emmanuel stand for now, and he said, "Oh, I need a business analyst or an engineer." Even normally, someone who is not really sure of himself, will be scared of disgracing himself, and will be like, you know what? Don't let me go to. And aside that, your personal brand will make people to understand what you stand for and what you don't like, and naturally, it filter out people that are not in your standard. And even maybe some people are even above your standard, it filter them out. So on a normal day, it's people who are right for you that will come around. And that is why it's always good to project the good side of yourself, project the kind of people you want to, it said like minds attract, right? So it also allows you to attract the right client. Why? If you are clear on what you do, as I am, I'm a branding expert and I'm a logo designer and brand designer. Okay, it will be surprising to suddenly see someone saying, I want to learn foreign language. I'll be like, please, I need to ask a question. Who told you I do foreign language? But if someone say, oh, I want to do my logo, I want to do some branding for my business, you'll be like, okay, yes. You won't ask them some question. You might ask for just cautious manner, yeah, but you are not surprised. It allows you to attract the right talent, the right client, and it creates a connection between you and your target audience because they know you for who you are and what you do. So whenever they need your services, they come to you, and it leads to international and repeat customer because people see that this is what you do and you are passionate about it, and they know they can trust you, and especially when you not deliver, they'll be like, okay, you know what, next time let's just come to the guy. It increased brand perception for you, like right. That means because people know that you're a specialist, they are willing to pay specialized price. So many people can say that I logo designer and say, oh, my logo, I charge 5,000, I charge 1,000, I charge 10,000. And if you come, you say, oh, for my logo, I do it maybe 2 million naira, and they'll be like, okay, because and they will either go or stay because they know, oh, you are branding yourself, and the same content that people charge 5 naira per word, some people charge it as high as 100 naira, 50 naira per word. Yes, you get. And people charge money for services. The question is, how respected are you in that niche, and how well is the perception of what you stand for? It leads to increased brand association for clients, thereby increasing brand loyalty. It serves as a long-term investment. So when you brand yourself, okay, there is a particular person we are looking forward to branding, and
as a result of this branding, right, we are looking forward to, by the time we are done with the branding of this person, it will be an investment for a long term, for the next minimum at 5 to 6 years. It should be very, very relevant before refreshing the brand. So it also increased visibility in a niche. Yeah, that's very important. People easily remember who is the first. The second is hard to remember. The third is hard to remember. What am I saying? There are many people that do exactly the same that you do. Right there in Ife, there are many people who are designers. There are many people who are into branding. There are many people who are into even right here in Nigeria. There are many brands that does many things. But what makes you to stand out is because number one, you give yourself clarity. You then push out content about that, and you will equally promote yourself and making it be at the top of the mind. Now, give ease of building brand extension. That means if you are known for something and people respect you for that, when you say, "Oh, I'm doing this," they will feel it make it easy to believe you because you have done you talk and you have done one and you did it well. They easily say, "Okay, you know what? For him to say he's doing this or for her to say she's doing this, she knows what to say." It make it easy to generate new customers. You have said easy to attract investors. If people know that yeah, you can deliver, it's easy for them to say, "Oh, you know what? We are ready to invest in you," right? Differentiation make it to stand out. Competitive advantage. There are many people that does what you do, but it make it to stand out. And the enhanced marketers effort. So if you are already known person, Tony, for instance, now imagine when you write a book. I don't know if you have any book he has written. If you write a book and say, "Oh, this is the book I just wrote, okay, and I want to sell it," and anybody that go around to sell those books, it's easy for them to sell. Okay, so at this point, we come to the point of personal branding. Real quick, we enter into LinkedIn optimization. I understand a good number of us want to understand how to actually use their LinkedIn. I'm going to be doing that in my best of interest. I'll be fast and I'll be concise, and I hope that you follow me at my pace because I don't want us to spend too much time here. So some of these things we have already talked about in our what's it called, in our personal brand. Let's enter LinkedIn organization. So there are some things we look at LinkedIn organization. Number one, we have display picture, profile header, profile heading, work section, education section, skill and endorsement, recommendation, profile research, follow and connection, content strategy, and last and last. So why LinkedIn? What about why LinkedIn? Why we are talking about LinkedIn is because LinkedIn is a professional platform, though a lot have changed on LinkedIn these days, whereby people now catch those weekend, especially people send memes and TikTok videos and stuff like that. But LinkedIn is one of the most respected this thing on as social media platform is concerned, where you can get leads to your business and likes, right? So now one of the important things to do is display picture. I already talked about this. LinkedIn is relating also to personal branding, and it's very important to know how you position yourself on personal branding for LinkedIn. I'm trying to open my own LinkedIn account now. I'm expecting a message. Okay. So let's go to LinkedIn. One of the things we talk about is profile picture, and this my profile picture, for instance. And one thing you should consider here is you should have a picture with a clear background or a blurry background. You understand? And HD, preferably studio shots, clear. Please note those things I'm saying. You are looking straight into the face of people, and you give a soft smile. Though this is tend to change in terms of the photography direction, so and in terms of your dressing too. Who do you want to be on this platform? You understand? For me, I'm a branding expert, right? And that's what I want to perceive as more than just a tech guy. I'm a tech guy, but I'm not positioning here as a tech bro. I'm positioning more here like as a business expert. Yeah. So your picture is very important because this is the first thing people see on your platform, on your LinkedIn platform, and it say a lot about your personality And if your picture, your profile picture is not accommodating, I have this vibe of this will not be, someone who will be strict, who I find it difficult to relate with. I take my leave and say, you know what, let me just. So people are judging, especially white, right? Africa might still like, okay, but so okay, so moving forward, right? We have the profile header. This is the header here. This is a picture. You can decide to put anything you put here. Personally, I'm looking forward to adding some number of logos and branding related stuff up here. What I have here is I create amazing brands. That's all. Then we want to also talk about what you do at the I can't remember what this section is called again. I'm coming. So profile heading, I think here. So you want to talk about what you do here. Logo designer, branding expert, 8 years plus expression, and such logo design and branding project. You want to talk about, one thing about here is that sincerely, it's about bragging. It's about catching people's attention and making them see you as worthy to buy. Now, let me just start what we call the creator, what do they call this thing? Profile that is creator mode, right, is on here, and that will allow you to talk about what do I talk about? Talks about branding, logo design, website design, brand consulting, and brand identity. These are things I want people to know me for on this platform, right? Still talking about personal branding. Then here I have the agents, the company I work with, and here I have the institution I work with. Sometimes the institution I graduated from, actually is because it is OAU, right? And as time goes on, right, you can always update. You can always update whatsoever you want to put here. Then contact info, you can include your contact. Right here, I have my link there. I have my portfolio website, which is I have my company website. It allows you to input 2 website link. Then your phone number, you can input your phone number if you like. Your email address if you want to contact you, your birthday date, well, that's not a must like that. Then another part to this section, feature posts. You can add list of feature posts you want to be here, right? After making any post, I want to feature the post. It means that whenever anybody check your profile, these are what they see first, which is very important. But one important part of your LinkedIn is your about section. Yeah, I'll teach us how to create a very great about section soon. Now we have about I work on a brand strategy at Quality Today, one of the leading African design brand agencies located in Nigeria, blah 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 blah, and I talk a lot of talk, and they are all here. Now, and the essence of this is to actually tell them what you do and what make you to stand out and competent to handle the area you want them to see you as in that space on LinkedIn. Okay, and another thing you also want to do is that aside your about section, you want to add your experience. Very important. What are the places you are working at? Right now, for me, I'm a logo designer and branding expert at Quality Studio full time for the past 4 years and 6 months. Okay, 2018. Yes, senior brand strategists at Outdoor Consulting. Okay. So, most of the things that senior brand strategists are, and why? Please, I want to know this. You need to first know what you want to be known for on LinkedIn. Now, I want to be known for a brand strategist, and for that reason, though I'm a logo designer and a creative director and founder at Quality Studio, that's not what I put totally here. I make sure that something related to branding is always included because it's all about positioning. And before I go forward, one thing about positioning again is the kind of content you throw out. Your heading should give an insight to people of what you are much in terms. So anything you want to talk about should center around branding. For me, we always go back to branding. We always go back to logo design. We always go at websites and always go back to brand development and brand designing and likes like that. Yes. So we also want to include that is about the kind of and other thing you can do is that you can give a short description of what you do at when you are part of that company, or what you do present at that company. So I have over 21 experience. And what I do with this 21, the way I operate my own LinkedIn profile is, LinkedIn is just like your CV. I forgot to say that. So if you have a LinkedIn account, sometimes your company might not ask you to send your CV. They just ask for a LinkedIn page, and they try to see what you share, what your experience is like. It's a digital CV. This is a modern age. People, they might still ask, but most of the time they go to your LinkedIn and see what you engage with and which you reflect how passionate you are with what you do. Then you can also have some certificates, like license certification on here, some certificates you have received, and once you can link those certificates by what I do is I upload my certificate to a LinkedIn folder, copy that link for my certificates in JPEG or PDF format, then paste it, pin it right. Drive google.com, blah blah blah. You already click it and you already take it to. This is a business school training I attended. Once you click it, it takes you to where my certificate is, because I uploaded it on my Google Drive, and I link it right here. So that maybe I actually got the certification. Okay, so that's that. It's not important to have certification here, but that's the way. All the certification, they are linked, right? And I took some course on LinkedIn itself, LinkedIn learning, branding for designers, blah blah blah, and all these things that are right here. And some other places important on LinkedIn. Okay, we have 3 minutes, guys. So very soon this might go off, and please let's join with the same link. Now, another important thing for LinkedIn is receiving recommendation. It might not means a lot in this part of the world, right? But I tell you, it's means a lot if you are in the Western world. And I'm saying it doesn't mean a lot. It's based on the kind of organization you are relating with, right? So, for instance, this is Emmanuel Shubu, product leader, entrepreneur, innovation ecosystem builder, right? He said Randy is a superb graphic designer and brand professional. I've worked with him on a couple of projects and he's good at his job. Respect other of you. I recommend him to any organization anytime, anything. Imagine someone says that about you. Imali Ayo, he said people and culture, organization development, change management, EMBA candidate. Working with him on a partner was a great advice. Attention to this, blah blah. You understand? Now, many other recommendations. One way to get recommendation is simply by requesting for recommendation. You can give recommendation also. Now, there is also the part that we talk about the skill section. The skill section talks about you try to operate a list of your skills. Brand management, project management, content writing. I will have demonstrated how to get skill recommendation here. We have 1 minute 47 seconds now, right? One way to get recommendation is simple. To get skill endorsement is simple. Is by giving endorsement. Let me show you that. So get to someone. This is Femi Richards. Okay, this is this guy, Chris Mitchell, right? Let me click on him. It's my second connection. No. There's no between first and second connection on LinkedIn. Then there is third. First connection means that we know each other. We are connected on LinkedIn. It's called connected. We are connected on LinkedIn. Second connection means that I am not connected with you, but I am connected to someone that is connected with you. So it's like I'm not your friend, but I'm a friend of your friend. So I don't know you, but I'm a friend of your friend. So right now, I'm the first connection to Nikes now because I know him personally. But if you know Nikes and you don't know me, you are a second connection. Now, anyone who does not know me or know Nikes or know GNK or know anybody is a third connection. So those are 3 kind of connections we have on LinkedIn. Do you get now? So let me try and get endorsements. So you can only give endorsement to someone who is in your first connection. Okay, so yeah, I checked the time now and realized I spent time. So I've talked about skill and endorsement. One way to get skill and endorsement on the skill and endorsement endorsement on your skills on LinkedIn is to give it by going to those who are your first connection. Give it, then they will reciprocate. It's just the way it works. If you want to wait for someone who recognize your skill to give you,
endorsement for your LinkedIn skill. It doesn't work that way. The recommendation, you actually have to ask and request. There is a section in the recommendation where you can request for recommendation. Okay, and it goes a long way. Yes. Now, how do you create an amazing LinkedIn page? Now, what you need to look out for is look for what do you want to position yourself at? Is it a logo? Is it a content writer? Is it a brand and com? Is it brand and com? Is it an architect? Look for 5 people who are doing amazingly well in that niche, who are on LinkedIn, and check their profile, study their profile, check their header, check their picture, check number of things, and imitation by copying some things, or by copying, by learning what you can learn and copy what you can copy on that page, and use that to create something original for yourself, right? There's nothing new under the sun. So that's that about that. So my LinkedIn page is a case study you can use. Still working on it though. My name Luca is one you can use. Mobile Brain, Adiola also. There's a number of great guys. You can just ask around and know people who are LinkedIn influencer in your niche. Now, connection and follow, right? There are 2 types of way of reaching out to people on LinkedIn. There is connection that is for connection means you connect for each other, and follow means if you connect, when I post, I see your post. When you post, I see your post. But if you follow someone, you only see what they post, just like Twitter. It's not necessarily means that they will see what you post. Okay, so connection is the best, but with little change that LinkedIn just made, they make many people move to follow. So I don't know if there is a way around that. Yeah, so which means that you just have to show amazing content. So yeah, on LinkedIn, branding is bragging. I'm not saying you should lie. I'm saying you should talk about what's amazing stuff you are working on. I don't know. LinkedIn environment is different from Twitter environment. Twitter is bass boost, but for LinkedIn is calm. I don't know. Some bass boosts are entering LinkedIn already, and personally, I'm enjoying it because sometimes I just, I don't know. People create story around everything. Sometimes LinkedIn can be boring, and sometimes it can be interesting. And is to share what you are doing. People are watching you. Yeah, share to now. It's talking about getting gig on LinkedIn now as a freelancer, especially designer. Also, share content about what you are working on. There is this book, Show Your Work by Austin Kleon. It's a good book you can read. Share your process, share what you are doing, share the challenge you are facing, engage with other people's posts, right? Share on things related to the niche you position yourself. Those who are leaders in your industry, or LinkedIn in your space. I mean, if you're a designer, if you're a content writer, you're a copywriter, if you're a UI designer, you engage with their content too. You understand? Then yes, your LinkedIn looking nice is good, but the content you share also is equally important. So it's important to create content that is related to your services, and it meets the need of the kind of people you are looking for on LinkedIn. Yeah. So you need to know who you are looking for on LinkedIn. Okay. So function of a good content is very important. Sharing content and throwing things out there is very, very important. Whether you're on LinkedIn or you're on Twitter, great content are educative. Educating means educate them. Entertaining means entertain them. Informative means inform them. And engaging means that it's engage them, make them to act, right? So, about your content writing means that it positions you as a leader in your industry, it positions you as someone that knows what is doing. It makes it more visible, make it to have more engagement. And I learned that even LinkedIn now with the creator mode, if you share content well enough, your followers boost easily because people want to see what you post. So at this point, there are a lot of other things we can talk about. But one thing I'm happy about is that we have touched on some critical aspects of personal branding and LinkedIn optimization. And at this point, I think we need to say thank you very much. I really appreciate it.
Okay. Thank you so very much, Quality. That was a super amazing session, and I believe we all have been able to, gain a couple of things from that session. So I'll just point out one or two things, and once I'm done with that, we can ask our questions so that we, it's been quite some time now. So talking about personal branding, yes, it's super amazing to learn stuff about personal branding. Please, a minute, just a minute. Okay, so some few points I would just like to add to all that Quality has shared is the first thing will be about niching. One good thing with niching is that one good thing with niching is that once you appear to be a master in one thing, it automatically opens doors to other stuff. So, and when it comes to branding, personal branding, like you said, the perception might be relative across different session or different things, but you have to keep in mind that your target audience are your priority. Just ensure that when you are working on your personal branding, your target audience, you have them as priority. Of course, not that you are ignoring others, but once you can win the heart of your target audience, well, if some other audiences don't have that perfect or right perception, it's just a matter of time they will catch up. So you shouldn't be discouraged when you have people not giving you that exact perception that you want from people. And also, the best kind of branding are built from the inside outside. Yeah, I like telling my team guys that it's not about, okay, for me, I believe branding should be genuine. Branding should be you. It's what makes you unique. It's your difference. So that's your difference is what is, it what makes you stand out. It's what makes you unique, and it should be from the inside out. You're not just trying to form it to people alone. But it doesn't mean maybe building your personal branding, you might not have some vulnerabilities or some things, but then that part you are showing to people, let it be real, let it be genuine. Like, let's tell your own story. If you are still in your growing phase, tell your story. If you are in the pro phase, and when you get to that pro phase, don't make it look to people like, oh, you've been perfect from the very first day, because you have to tell your story. Aside the fact that, oh, if you don't tell your story, people will form a story for you. Another thing telling your story will do, your genuine story, is that it would also help some people looking up to you to learn from it, how you overcame certain, stumbling blocks on your way growing and all. And then also sharing your story it gives people, people start getting interested in what you do. For instance, like our brand JNK Studios. There are some things we do at times when we push out some content. Some people reach out to us that why don't we do this? Why don't we do that? And we look into it and like, oh wow, that's cool. I think it works for us. And we look at some other thing that no, we don't need this now because of the level at which we are. So that's one thing to personal branding does. And I will emphasize a key thing here. When you are building a brand, branding is long term, and that's what makes the difference with marketing. Marketing is short term. You want to quickly make maybe a sales or create an awareness within a short period of time, but branding is long term. Just know it's part of you, it's who you are. You understand? And for you to maintain that consistency, you have to be disciplined. So because it's discipline that bets that consistency. It's this, you have to be disciplined with your branding. Okay, this is what I want to represent. After you finalize those goals, values in your mind, then you look at it now, okay, what and what does it take to really achieve this kind of branding? And then you know that, okay, do I have to be putting out 3 contents in a week? Do I have to study more? Do I have to work on my diction? A number of things like that. And then you draw a plan, and it's not about drawing a plan alone. You have to execute, because that it's not about what you know, it's actually what you do. It's the applied knowledge that gives you that result of what you want. So I'll just add that. And Okay. So that's just all I'll be adding for now. And I hope you all enjoyed this session. So I'll quickly give room, let's quickly give room for questions so that we can have our best speakers answer them. And if I need to contribute, I'll come in as well. Anyone with questions, please? Do we have any question on, personal branding and LinkedIn and all?
Yeah, good evening.
Yeah, good evening, sir.
Yeah. Thank you for the piece you dropped so far. Although I entered the meeting late, but I have few questions.
Okay, I noticed that. Okay, please, let's have you, sir.
Okay. So my question is about that branding. Let me say, I'm currently running two niches. Or let me say I'm in two niches. I'm working in two niches. So one is education line and one is digital line. So I'm finding it very difficult to decide on which of these two to go into fully. Should I go into academic line fully, or I should go into digital aspect fully? So I'm finding it very difficult, very
Okay,
difficult.
okay. So is that the only question or you have another one?
Yeah, that's the only question. That's the only question.
Okay. So let me give room to our guest speaker first. Mr. Quality, do you have an answer for him before I contribute mine to that?
No, I think okay, you talk about education and which other brand again, please?
Digital.
Okay, okay. Education and digital. Well, the question is, it's one of the things I just understand is the key thing is to find the overlapping part of the two brand. But still at that, one will still need to take more prominence. Why one go to the subdue? Okay, so but there are still a number of questions to ask to understand so as to ensure that the right step are taken. Then we can always talk later. Um, like he's my guy, right? We can always talk later too. But the thing is that it's not a one-way thing. There are some number of questions to actually try and understand. And it's also a portion of the personality of the brand owner and the history, the background, and some other things. But the essence is which one are you looking forward to having having influence first, and which one should come next, and when do they overlap and when do they come together finally. So those are the things to then look at for. So those are what I will contribute for now.
Okay. Thank you.
So I believe that answers it. So what I'll just say to that is to really, be able to figure out which one to focus on. There are some questions. Okay, maybe I should just ask this question. What are your goals in when you say education, you can be a digital person, you can be teaching digital stuff. It's still education. So when you say education and when you say you're doing digital as well, like how do you mean?
Okay. Thank you for the question. What I mean is, okay, right now I'm a biochemistry student.
Okay.
So I'm in penultimate stage, so which is 400 level. So I have interest in lecturing.
Okay.
So I go for my master's PhD and also I want to build. I mean, I want to position myself for opportunity even before I'm ready for that lecture or sort. Now the second one, sorry, I'm currently working. Okay.
Okay.
So the second one is the digital space. So I'm an entrepreneur. I coach online. I do other stuff online. So I'm finding it very hard to match them together.
Okay.
So I don't think
Okay. Yes, I get what you're saying. So this is what I'll say. You need to work on certain skills, soft skills, which is one. Okay, the first thing you need to do is define your priority. If you are in your penultimate level in school, you said that's final year, right? For me,
No, penalty,
for
no penalty.
or what do you
It
call
is
it?
500. It is
500.
500.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay,
but I'm in
okay.
500.
Oh, okay, okay. Yeah, so I know that schoolwork might be demanding. So this period, your schoolwork is also priority. You can't, because you want to, learn digital stuff and let your schoolwork be at stake. So what I'll say is primarily is a thing of your mind. Now you can balance it and you can balance it well. Your school is priority now, and then
Sorry,
while build,
sorry,
okay.
Alan, sorry. So I don't think you understand what I'm trying to say. I'm not talking about balancing the activities.
Okay, like
Um,
deciding where to go.
yeah, I mean, like in terms of branding myself online, maybe
Okay,
on learning.
okay. Okay. So what I might say to that is, well, we can still have another session outside this. You can reach out to me as well. But what I can say to that is, now I think I get you are trying to build. You have in lecturing in view, like maybe in some years, right? And now you also want to be building your digital side. Is that it?
Exactly, exactly.
Okay. Now, what I might just say to that is, since lecturing, the truth is, while you're in 400 level, you can't start lecturing now, even in 500 level. And depending on the goal you have, if you still have to do masters or PhD, depending on when you want to, the qualification you want to have for your lecturing. For now, you can focus on the digital side while you are building your lecturing side on a low, because you don't want to appear to people that you are this, you are that. And the lecturing, I believe it's not an instant goal for you. It's not like it's not something that you want to achieve next year. Am I right?
Yeah, you are right. You're right. You're right.
But your digital skills between now and, I don't know your level of expertise now, but would you consider yourself a beginner, intermediate, or pro in your digital skill?
Pro.
Pro. Wow, I love I love that. Like Pro Max, but
Yeah.
okay, I love that. Now, since you're a pro in what you do in your digital skills, push that out. Lecturing is not necessarily a skill you have to put out, because you'll be working in the school, except I don't know if you get what I'm saying. You don't need to be a popular, you can still be doing lecturing by the side, but now you have that digital skills in which you're a pro at. But lecturing is not even, it might not be a 2 year or 3 year thing to achieve from now. So why not just focus on the digital side while you are still building your lecturing goal? So with time, careers change, people change careers. We have celebrities that, someone like The Rock, at some point he was, fighting wrestling. Now we know him to be one of the highest paid actors. Tomorrow, I won't be surprised if he decides to become a record label owner or a musician. Do you understand what I'm saying? But he has built himself. That's what we talked about in niching. Once you niche yourself in this digital, and even this digital aspect too is still broad. Once you niche yourself, you show yourself to people that you're a master in this thing. Later on, if you just get to that point of being a like an evangelist, where you just lecture, mentor people, and before you know, you are already diverting into, just mainly lecturing, and you might not even necessarily drop your digital stuff. You can still inculcate your digital stuff with your lecturing stuff. Chris Doe is a good example in the design industry. I think he's a professor of design. Now he's more focused on, impacting people, you know, creating content, building courses, holding boot camps and all. But I don't really see his content that maybe you sit with Photoshop or be telling you that you click on this and that. So do you get that?
Yeah, I get it. I get it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. I hope that was helpful.
Very, very helpful.
Okay, you're
Thank you so
welcome.
much.
You're welcome. So do we have any other question before we ball out of this place? Okay. I guess no question is coming in again. Thank you so very much, Oladimeji Oyediran, for this amazing session, Quality Studio, also founder of Brand X and Biscam, such a heavy man. Thank you for sharing from your wealth of knowledge, and thank you also to everyone that joined. Grace, amazing Grace, Zane. Thank you for joining, even though you joined late. Like, I still feel your energy, the spirit. So let's all have a wonderful night rest. And don't forget, next week we'll be having an amazing session on portfolio building with another amazing speaker. So do well to spread the news. Bye.
Thank you so much. Bye.